Look at this pen. I've had it for 2 years because I fell for a guaranteed trade lie from a seller who told me everyone else in this hobby was a fraud. Before I tell you how he almost got me for even more money, I have to say this. Everything I'm about to say is my personal experience and my own opinion. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a professional pen detective. I'm just a guy who's tired of seeing people get bullied by experts who have no legal authority. Today we're talking about the dark side of Disney pin collecting and why the most dangerous thing in this hobby isn't the fakes, it's people who sell you fear. Okay, first let me say this pin right here is the one that got me started in Disney pin collecting. Now I bought this one on eBay, but I had uh, oh, hold on, I'm trying to think of the word here. I had a $15 credit on Whatnot. So I decided to go to Whatnot and look for some Disney pins. Well, what happened was I got sucked into a seller on Whatnot that always spent the first 30 minutes of his show or so stating that just about everybody else that will sell you a Disney pin is selling you fake Disney pins. And he'd say things like these two pins right here, or in his show are $30, $40. And if anyone else wants to sell you these for $15, they're selling you fakes. He also claims that almost all pins on eBay are fakes. So, and I bought into that. These two pins actually did come from that guy. And I was actually winning the bid at like $22 or something for both of these. And he got in there and he's like, come on guys, this is a really really good price for this. These go for $30, $40. If anything less, they're fake. And these aren't fake. I sell legit pins. And the next thing I know, the bidding went up and I paid $45 for these two pins. And the sad thing is, on eBay, those two pins are selling for $15. Any other Whatnot seller would also sell these two pins for $15. And it's because I bought into the fear that if I bought a pin from anyone else, I was going to get a fake pin. And also, this person runs a Facebook group. And in that group, I see people in there all the time with their pins that they bought straight from the Disney park, asking if it's a fake pin because, there's a dip in the enamel or any of the other things that would show you that it's a fake pin. Well, the sad reality is some of the newer Disney pins can look like fake pins because the quality control isn't quite there. So I'm trying to think here what else I was wanting to say. Oh yeah, so what happened is once I realized what was going on, that this guy was selling me fear, I'm like, well, I still I still have a credit with his store, and I want to use that credit, but I don't want to get ripped off anymore. So in his Facebook group, he was running an advertisement for some of his pins being clearance down, and one was $22 marked down from $35 was where he's going to start the bid at. Now I didn't win that pin, but I placed the bid. The $22, and someone else bidded on it, and he's like, "Come on, this pin's easily worth $35. Anyone else sells it for anything cheaper, it's a fake pin." Now on eBay, those pins were selling for $20. Other Whatnot shows, $20. And of course, I didn't bid again because by then I've already took the blinders off and realized this guy was just selling fear. And the person that won later in the comments going, "Oh my God, what did my kid bid on? We need to cancel this." So I also believe this guy is using proxy bidders to drive up his prices. but I'm not 100% sure on that. It just seemed kind of weird. So I decided to go into their bin, their buy it now, and buy this bin. But I didn't know this is what they was going to send me, because you're buying a mystery. And they guarantee you, because I asked, they said, oh, if it's something you don't like, it'll be real easy to trade. Well, here it is 2 years later, and I still have this guy. I can't trade it. I can't sell it. It's basically the pin they couldn't sell on their show, and they blindly sell it to somebody that falls for their fear of, if you buy a pin from someone else, they're going to sell you a fake pin. It's just, the sad reality is they're just selling you fear. Unfortunately, there is no legal way to authenticate a Disney pin. Unlike trading cards, Magic Gathering cards, Pokemon cards, and coins, signed sport memorabilia, there is no place you can send a Disney pin to get it authenticated. So just watch out for those type of sellers that spend all that time trying to convince you that everybody else will sell you a fake pen with a big smile on their face. And they always claim they're the best. No, the greatest pen salesman of all time. They're just selling fear. And actually, this person in their Facebook group was going to charge people to authenticate their pins. Now I asked, can this legally be held in court? Like if I sell it and someone goes, oh, you sold me a fake pin, can I legally go into court and say, well, no, I had this guy authenticate it? Well, needless to say, that post got taken down, because at the end of the day, it's just his expert opinion. It doesn't have any legal standings in court. And all Disney pins, unfortunately, that's how you determine if they're fake or real. It's just the opinion of who's selling it and who's buying it. And like I mentioned before, Disney quality cannot be that good. Like this pin, for instance, here, it has a dip in the enamel, and someone would say this was fake because of that. And see if I can get it to show up. I might have to take a still shot to show you guys, but there is a dip in the enamel in that pin, and someone might say it's fake because of that. So yeah, unfortunately, like I said, there's no legal way to authenticate a Disney pin, and you just gotta use your own best judgment and check pin picks and all that, and because look for the fakes the best you can, and you guys just don't try not to get ripped off by people that's selling you fear. Not everyone out there is selling you fake pins. Yes, there is fake pins out there, and in most cases they're pretty easily to see. And just because a pin might have a slight dip in the enamel, like my Sly Guy pin here, doesn't mean it's a fake. It's just bad quality from Disney. So, look, at the end of the day, I love this hobby, but don't let anyone use fear to control what you buy or how much you pay. If there's no legal way to authenticate a pin, then experts only have as much power as you give them. Trust your eyes and do your own research, and don't let the gatekeepers take the fun out of your collection. I'm the Talking Horse, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.